Hi everybody, it's Rochelle. I'm back with another video. Today's topic is going to be on grounding or earthing. And if you're wondering what those things are, stick with me and we'll go over it. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you're back, thank you so much for clicking that subscribe button and follow me on my journey. I'd really love you to join my community or my tribe here. If you want to join, that'd be fabulous. I'm somebody that is healing autoimmune conditions with alternative or natural methods, usually with diet or other things that I can find in the earth or nature, meditation, that kind of thing. So let's get right down to it. So today we're talking about grounding and earthing. Not many people know about this. However, there's a big kind of wave or a surge of information about this that's been coming out in the last few years. I mean, it's always been there, but I think people just kind of dismissed it as I don't really know if it really works. But there are studies to prove that it does. And I am a science-minded type person, and I like to get to the bottom of things and dig and actually be my own guinea pig, my own scientist. So everything that I share with you, I have either done myself or I've experienced it or my kids have experienced it, or I have firsthand knowledge about it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sharing it with you. So grounding, I wrote down a couple notes just to kind of keep my thoughts in order so that I wouldn't be jumping all over the place and confusing you. So what is grounding or earthing? Well, it is simply putting your bare skin, usually your feet, on the earth. It's as simple as it is. Taking your shoes off, taking your socks off, putting your feet on the earth, or you could do that as well. Sit up against a tree, lean up against a tree with your back up against a tree. You could hug a tree. As a kid, I was that kid. I was the tree hugger. I was always hugging trees. I was always running around in bare feet. I hated socks. I hated shoes. I would go down to the barn in my bare feet. And, you know, my parents would be like, what are you doing? That's gross. And I'm like, I hate shoes, I hate socks. I love being in bare feet. It's sort of ironic that now, so many years later, a lot of the issues are to do with my joints and my feet and my hands. And if I look back on the last, say, 20 years, because I'm 41 now, I really am not running around like a little kid anymore in my bare feet in, you know, the sand at the beach, or running around to my backyard with my children in my bare feet, which is probably something I need to do a little bit more of. Once my feet get healed up a little bit more, I will be doing more of that. That is for sure. But anyways, why are we suffering, and why would we even want to be running around in our bare feet and, you know, stepping on the ground or running through the beach on the sand? Well, it's super important. And the science basically talks about the fact that the earth is a negative charge. As we go through our day and our systems do the things it needs to do as our body, it's a positive charge. So if we have too much inflammation, if we have too much free radicals floating around in our body, stepping on the earth cancels that out. Okay? So why are we suffering? Well, we are suffering because we are constantly wearing shoes. Now, I'm not telling you to take off your shoes and go to work. It's probably not safe. On your own time at your own house, you can easily do that. You could go to a park and just sit up against a tree with your shoes off and put your feet on the ground. There's ways of doing it. So what ends up happening if you think of conductors and you think of insulators, if we're going back to, you know, our not primary, but I guess our intermediate or junior science lessons, we know that if we're talking about electricity and we are going to touch something, you know, we want to have an insulator on so that we don't get zapped. Like I think of when I was a child, I was the kid that tested the electric fences. Yes, I did. I would be the one that would hold on to the wire and be like, yeah, Dad, it's on, or no, Dad, it's not working. And if I had gloves on that had rubber on it, I wouldn't have felt that, right? But when you have all this charge going on in your body, this positive charge that's causing inflammation and causing problems, you're stepping on the earth, you're canceling that out. If you're stepping on the earth with that positive charge going through you and your insulated shoes, you're keeping that in your body. You want to get rid of that energy. And the only way to get rid of that energy is to step onto the earth. Okay? So When we do not ground, what happens? I just jotted this down. I essentially just said it, but free radicals, instability charges, inflammation, immune activation are all responsible for chronic conditions. These are the things that are happening because we're not grounding. We're not getting rid of that energy. Okay. So things like cancer, heart disease, diabetes, chronic pain, and autoimmune issues all stem from the fact that we have that positive charge going all the time. We're not meant to be carrying that all the time. So how does it work? First of all, it's simple and inexpensive. It's free to everyone. This is not something that only the elite can afford, or you have to order something online now. Perhaps if you live in an extremely cold area where you only have snow, you're probably going to have to go online and buy like a grounding mat or a belt or something like that. But normally, just getting outside and putting your feet in on the ground is sufficient. Earth is negative, we are positive, and when grounding, we cancel out the load on our bodies. So I'm just going to switch my page here and hopefully nothing falls down. So what does grounding do? So what are some actual concrete things that you could say, okay, Rochelle, yeah, that sounds pretty good, cool, but what kind of effects am I looking for in my body once I do that? So first of all, it positively affects the inflammatory response in your immune system. Like I said, it deletes that charge. It improves your cortisol, your stress levels. Immune system calms. So your immune system isn't going haywire all the time and is like, dude, I can't deal with all this stuff. You've got all this stuff going on. You've got toxic food coming into my system. I'm trying to clean house. You're eating too late at night. I can't clean the system out. It's overloaded, right? Stepping on the earth, you're helping your body to eliminate that charge and allow it to heal faster. Okay. So how do we do it? Sounds fantastic. How do we do it? A, get out, take your shoes off, your socks off, put your feet on the ground, sit up against a tree, hug a tree, lay on the ground. I don't care what you do. Get on the earth. It is our friend. It is here for a reason. Okay. If you cannot, just for the climate that you live in, do that. Like maybe you can't, like I said, if you're up north, maybe it's snow all year round and you can't do that. So you need to find a way to do it. So online, I bought, because I live in Canada, I bought this through a Canadian company. This is called an earthing mat. So basically what it is you literally lay it down on your bed. And then we have this cord. If I can find the end here. Here's the cord and here's the end. As you can see, you're like, what the heck is that? Okay, so on your electrical cords that go into your wall, or maybe you have a power bar, there's like the 2 prongs and then there's the circle on the bottom. So you take this bottom one and you plug it into that, because it has to have a way of getting the negative charge into. That's your grounding spot on your electrical panel anyways, or electrical cord anyways. I'm going to link an amazing video. And in fact, I showed it to my students last year and some of them were blown away. They had never heard of this before. They didn't have a clue what the heck this was. And again, I try to empower my students and my own children with this knowledge so that when they're 20, they're not sick like me. Okay. So this plugs in and then you literally lay the mat out and you put your feet on it and you sleep. And then hopefully you sleep really well. Hopefully you wake up feeling rested. If so, this is an option. If you cannot, Canadian winters, I can't do that. So this is what we used in the winter. The other thing you can buy, there's full blankets. There's ones that you can put on your mattress and lay on it. There's shoes. There's belts that you put around your waist or they put around your wrist. That are for grounding as well. Seriously, go online, just type in earthing supplies or products. You could go on Amazon or whatever your favorite stores, or just Google it and you maybe find something local or you find something within your province or your territory to order. But the best way to ground is when the grass or the dirt or the sand is damp or wet, because it's a conductor. Right? It's going to get into your body a lot faster. So walking along the beach for an hour, sitting outside for a half hour, reading a book or meditating in nature, that is amazing, right? That is how you need to get your grounding in. And every day I mean, start off maybe slow. Maybe start off with 10 minutes and increase it the next week to 20, to 30, to 40. Do what you feel comfortable and jot down maybe in a journal, like, this is what I was feeling before. I did my grounding for an hour. Now this is how I'm feeling. Okay. Or I did it for a week. I started on Sunday and now it's next Sunday. How am I feeling? Like, do a check in with yourself. Am I feeling better? Am I not? Is this improving my sleep? Is it improving my stress? Do I feel like my pain is going away? Because that's going to be probably your biggest thing, is your pain is going to recede. So get out there, ground, enjoy nature. There's a reason we have nature, right? It is our healer, and we need to embrace it more often. Get away from the screens, get out of our houses, go on hikes, sit outside, meditate. I don't care what you do. Sun gaze, get your sun in, and just lap it up because it's there for us. It is a healer. Anyways, have a fabulous day, and I hope you found this information useful. If you would like to like, subscribe, and share my channel, that would be fabulous. I'd love to help anybody else that is out there that's dealing with these issues. Have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.